First, let's deal with some specific political house cleaning, and then we'll get to Brexit and we'll get to the implications. No endorsement of Hillary Clinton. Simply stated, when the day comes in November and Sanders has to cast his vote, to whom does it go?
In all likelihood, it'll go to Hillary Clinton.
When you say in all likelihood, what percentage of margin of error is it?
I don't want to parse words here. Here's where we are right now, Chris.
Please.
I believe this country faces enormous crises. I believe our politics and our economics are dominated by big money interests. I believe the Democratic Party has got to become the party of working people prepared to stand up and take on those special interests. We are working right now as we speak with the Clinton campaign, trying to see what kind of agreements we can work out. And B, as we speak in St. Louis tonight, there is going to be a big debate about platform. And we're going to try to make that platform as progressive as we can. Then we're going to Orlando where the whole committee meets. We're going to offer a whole lot of amendments to make it progressive. So my job right now as a candidate is to fight to make sure that the Democratic Party not only has the most progressive platform in the history of the Democratic Party, but that platform is actually implemented by elected officials.
I get it. What do you have to be satisfied? What is the minimum requirement?
I can't say that. It doesn't work quite that way. But I need to hear Secretary Clinton making it clear. For example, I think what we have shown in this campaign is there is enormous support for making public colleges and universities tuition-free. I think that is good public policy. I think it's good politics. I think it's what we should do. She's
talked about debt-free.
I know.
Which I know is different than free.
But it's not only, the devil is in the details, all right? But we need to hear, I would like to hear her say, yes, you know what? In America, when we talk about public education, it's no longer good enough to do up to 12th grade. It has to include public colleges and universities. I would like to see that. I would like to see her say, you know what, there's something wrong that where we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people as a right, that we should raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, that we need new trade policies. Those are some of the issues that I would like to hear her talking about.
All right, and obviously this is still political and it's still about leverage, and it's very obvious what your leverage is. However, you also have to think about the implications of playing out the leverage. When you say, in all likelihood, I would vote for Hillary Clinton, well, who else would you vote for?
Well, certainly, look, let me also be very clear, and thank you for asking that. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that Donald Trump is defeated.
So there's zero chance you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh, God, please.
How about Gary Johnson?
No. Look, I don't know Mr. Johnson, but I think...
Trump says that your supporters should be looking at him more than anybody else because he's the closest in offering to what you did as anybody in the field.
Well, I think when he says that, he does not understand the people who have supported me. The people who have supported me are not going to vote for a bigot, somebody who has as the cornerstone of his campaign insulting Mexicans and Latinos and Muslims and women and veterans and African Americans. That is not the candidate I believe the people who voted for me will support. I'm going to do everything I can to defeat Trump. But what a campaign is about, Chris, and I know you understand this, this is not a basketball game where you win or you lose. What I am fighting for now is to see a transformation of American politics so that we have a government. I know this sounds rhetorical, but it's what many people want to see. A government which actually represents ordinary people, not just the billionaire class. That's the fight, and that means health care for all, raising the minimum wage to a living wage, making public colleges and universities tuition-free, dealing with the crisis of climate change. I mean, you got a guy like Donald Trump who refuses even to recognize the reality of climate change, let alone come up with it.
He did at his golf club, though, over in Scotland. They actually filed an application saying they needed certain remediation because of the effects of global warming. So I think sometimes it's about context. What people on your side of the fence say, on the Democratic side, is say, we hear Senator Sanders, he has brought up the right issues, but if he doesn't get with Hillary soon, there's no chance of any of these things getting put into power because they're not going to happen if Trump becomes president. So Sanders needs to weigh how much he exercises his leverage and for how long.
Well, what our campaign was about, and it succeeded in doing, is bringing a whole lot of new people into the political process, people who previously did not vote. And I think that is a great benefit to the Democratic Party because, as you know, Democrats win when voter turnout is high. And I'm going to be very active in this campaign, Chris. I'm going to be running all over this country. We have in our movement I gave a speech last Thursday, and I said to people, we need you to get involved politically, run for school board, run for state legislature. 20,000 people responded, and we're going to be supporting people at every level of government, every level, to get involved and to stand up and fight for a better America.
Does the time come when you think you put both arms around and give a big hug to Hillary Clinton?
Well, we see what happens. I mean, I can't answer that without hearing and seeing what Hillary Clinton is prepared to stand up and fight.
Even though you know the ambivalence is damaging to her campaign.
What I am trying to do now is, number one, to do everything I can to defeat Donald Trump. Number two, what I am trying to do is develop policies in this country which stand for working people. Now, you ask me, I don't have the votes to become the Democratic nominee. You know that, I know that, right? We're good in arithmetic. But if we can force a situation where we make public colleges and universities tuition-free, raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, deal aggressively with climate change, you know what? I think I've run a winning campaign. And that's what I'm trying to do right now.
What do you think the chance you get it from the platform, from the party?
Well, we'll see. Literally, they're meeting tonight.
And then, I mean, look, you know this, so I say it with all due deference. What if it's all in the party platform?
Right.
So what? What is the chance that those things get communicated into government action?
That's a very fair question. A platform is a piece of paper. It could be ignored the day after.
But shouldn't you be pushing more for your position in a Clinton administration, if that happens, than just the party platform?
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing too. Don't tell anybody. But
by the way, your poker face is terrible, Senator Sanders. I want you to know that. Next thing we're going to do together is play cards. What do you think would be the ideal position for Sanders? No senator, just in case you believe that you don't want to be senator anymore, you think you could serve better in another capacity. What are some of the ideas?
Well, what has always interested me is reinvigorating American democracy. I want a nation in which people are debating the real issues facing our country. I want to see this country have the highest level of voter turnout, not one of the lowest. I want to see people getting involved in all levels of public life. That's kind of reinvigorating the American democracy.
What is the government role?
Well, it's very important.
But I'm saying no position jumps to my mind that's in charge of that.
You're asking me what kind of, well, I'm very happy as Vermont senator.
So you would want to stay senator, period?
And no, I don't want to, who knows? But, right now I love my state and I'm very proud to be a senator from Vermont.
Do you think there's something you could have done differently that would have made you the nominee?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you would probably agree with me in saying that we did a lot better and went a lot further than most people.
Absolutely.
Right. So I think by and large, we ran a great campaign. But, as I look back, are there things that we could have done better? Were there mistakes that we made? Yeah, there were.